Yo, it's Joe Sketch, and I'm back with another Road to Pro, this time on the NA Pro team, Allegiance. Team Allegiance finished bottom of the Pro League with 3 wins and 11 losses, winning 21 maps and losing 38. Their final team KD was 0.95. Since the end of the Pro League, they've shown their ability when finishing 3rd at HGS Las Vegas, taking Envy to a Game 5 of the winners bracket. They started the season with a lineup of Cody, Contra, Szedrowski. No idea if that's right. Just going to go with it. Devon, Predevonated Leighton. That's an easy name to say. Michael, Falcated Garcia. And Ryan, Shooter Sondi. But during transfers, Shooter left and he was replaced by Corey Straight Six Sloss from the open circuit. Allegiance may be in last place now, but they started their Halo career strongly. On October 25th, 2015, Naded, Straight Sick, Goofy and Owltown became Allegiance's first Halo roster before being changed on December 6th, Goofy and Straight Sick being dropped for Spectre and Kratos. This team would instantly become a top 5 Halo team. They would win the 2nd and 4th online qualifier, being the only team to win 2 and picking up the Allegiance Org's first ever tournament win. At X Games, they would continue to shine, placing 3rd, taking games off a current God Squad, EG, and beating Renegades twice. They placed top 4 to qualify for Worlds, a shock defeat to an on-form Denial in the semis. At Worlds, Allegiance would start off not looking great, placing 2nd in their group behind Liquid and going 2-0 down to Renegades in the quarters. However, the Gold Stars, a nickname I just came up with then, I hope you like it, would bounce back, reverse sweeping Renegades and beating Denial to land a spot in the finals. ALG went out with a strong determination to give CLG a run for their money, but it was a quick series. CLG swept them 4-0, leaving Naded still in search of his first tournament win. The squad would part ways after the tournament, leaving Allegiance with no team. After a month of being rosterless, Allegiance announced a new team on April 22nd of Goofy, Ryanoob, Contra and Predevonator. Their first event together, they would win their pool at summer qualifiers and take a spot in the Pro League. In Pro League, a poor 1-5 start for Allegiance led them to make a change, dropping Goofy, who had the lowest stats in the league at the time, and picking up Hines from Elevate in the open circuit. In Week 4, Ryanoob was unable to play, leading Contra and Predevonator with 2 new teammates, Hines and Rami, both in the open circuit. They won both their matches, turning their season around and ending in 6th with a 6-8 record. Only 1 win behind Renegades in 4th. Contra and Predevonator, the hoodie duo, would part ways with Crazy Hair Ryanoob and Hines Brows, finally settling on Shooter and Falcated for the full season. If one thing is certain for Allegiance, it's that they are one of the lead teams in trying out open circuit players. After another 1-5 start in the league, despite having multiple match 5 losses in close games, Shooter would leave for E6 and they would pick up Straight Sick. After an initial bad start, going 1-7, they would pick up a vital win against Evil Geniuses, who were just above them, but they still unfortunately finished last, going 3-11. The players. New addition, Corey, Straight Six Sloss, is the most veteran player on the team. He made his debut in Anaheim 2006, but during his Halo 2 and Halo 3 4v4 career, he did not place well, mainly outside of the top 20th. Straight Sick found his fame through Free-For-All. He won both the MLG Orlando Free-For-All in 2010 and the Dallas Championship FFA the same year, propelling him to pro status. He started Reach's 4v4s at the Exhibition, still outside of the top 16, playing on Ambush with Frosty, no, not that Frosty, Iceine and Sneaky Beaver. At the start, he would play 1 event in Dallas 2011 on Hot and Mild with Kratos, Eli and Jumpman, but placed 29th. He would find himself on Fnatic going into Columbus 2011 with Chig, Elitist and Mikwin. They would place 19th of their first event, but Straight Sick would win the free-for-all. He was joint first in the finals at the end of regular time and it would go to deaths and he won. After this event, Elitist and Mikwin would be replaced by Prototype and Russo, and they would find instant success, finishing 3rd at their first event in Anaheim, 6th in Rally, 11th in Orlando, 4th at Champs, and finishing Halo Reach with a 7th to 8th in the Winter Champs. Fnatic would disband after 1 event in Halo 4, the full championship, where they would place 17th to 24th. Straightsik wouldn't go to all the Halo 4 events, only attending AGL 5 Nashville and UMG Chicago, placing top 16 at both. He would place 3rd at the Global Champs, being undefeated in the FFAs but lost to Ace in the 1v1 semis. Straightsik ended Halo 4 on Vas Avi with Arcanum, Ryanoob and Shooter, winning RTX 2014 4v4s and the free-for-all. Going into Halo 2 Anniversary, Straightsik and Ryanoob were acquired by Straight Ripping. Straight away he felt home. Get it? Straight? Because Straightsik and Straight Ripping? No? After a 2nd place alongside T-Squared and Roy at the MCC Invitational. Roy and Ryanoob would leave, being replaced by Naded and Straight's best bud, P-Tizype, or Prototype. They would last 2 tourneys together, placing 6th at both, Iron Games Columbus and UGC St. Louis. Prototype was then replaced with Legit, and they would finish Season 1 with a 9th to 12th at Gamers for Giving, and 6th at PAX East 2015 Finals. On March 15th, 2015, Arcanum confirmed that Noble Black had acquired Straightsik. However, his tenure of Noble would not last into the beginning of Season 2, as on March 28th, Noble Esports announced that they had acquired Ninja to replace Straightsik, making Straightsik a free agent. On March 30th, he would join Elevate, along with Gabriel, Munoz and Shooter. A good online run put them as 4th seed going into Iron Games Atlanta, but they were placed 9th to 12th. At the start of Halo 5, on October 25th, 2015, Straightsik was announced in the first Allegiance roster, but would not last long, being dropped by December 6th. Over the following weeks, Straightsik and Goofy formed a new team with Munoz and Nemesis. The new roster was picked up by Elevate, marking Straightsik's return to the organisation. They eventually qualified for the HWC NA Regional Finals 2016 as the 10th seed. At Regionals, Elevate finished top 16, failing to qualify for Halo World Championships. On April 26th, Straightsik joined Optic Gaming to replace retired Flamesword. They would fail to qualify through summer qualifiers and leave it to the last chance qualifier to make it to Pro League. The season did not go well for Optic, with a final record of 2-12 and an 8th place finish. They managed to keep their spot in the Pro League by finishing 2nd in the relegation tournament. Despite their qualification, Straightsik confirmed that he was released by Optic on August 16th, being replaced by Hines. For Chattanooga, Straightsik would join Ryanoob, Cloud and Ares on Elite 4. They would lose a Game 5 in the final against E6, placing 2nd. Something of note, Elite 4 3-0'd every other team they played at the event. For Orange County, the next LAN, Straightsik and Ares would join Randa and Tire Iron, the weirdest named player I can think of, on the Mighty Morphin Money Matches Ego Rangers, placing top 8. He would then get picked up by Allegiance. Michael Falcated Garcia is an up-and-coming player that started to emerge on the scene in late 2015. I also think he may be brothers with Albal Rami Garcia. I feel like I've seen this somewhere, but it may be a joke as they both have the same surname or something like that. His early performances on Velocity and later Straight Rippin' wasn't enough to gain him a place at NA Regionals, but he was undeterred. Coming back for the last chance qualifier for the Summer Pro League, he was on No Barber We Tapin'? Okay. With Eccentric, Exemplify and Claim. He finished top 16. Going into the open circuit, he joined Elevate with Denoxide, Hines and Randa. This team would be a monster, winning the first Legendary Cup. After Denoxide joined Liquid, Falcated would leave, later joining French Toast Mafia. Later the team would be acquired by Denial. With this team, Denial would win the open circuit finals and Falcated would get a chance to play with a legend, Ogre 2, when he subbed for Rami in the last Legendary Cup. Man, that would be amazing. I wouldn't even care if we didn't win a map. Playing with Ogre 2 would be worth it. Denial would go to relegation in strong form. They beat Optic 4-2 in round 1, but would be swept by Liquid in the winners finals. One best of 7 stood away from them, qualifying for the Pro League, and it was a rematch against Optic. Then, the legendary 4-game replay of CTF Fathom occurred. With 3 ties and even a 10-second left on the clock goal line return from Optic in one of those games, Optic would eventually win Game 1. Deflated after that 1.5 hour game, Denial went on to lose 4-2 and not qualify. Falcated did enough to get picked up by Allegiance for full Pro League. Devon, pre-Devonator Leighton, started competing in the latter stages of Halo 3, starting with Nighty Night, Gun to the Frost and D-Maniac. on New Kind, finishing 26th at MLG Rally 2010. For the whole of Reach, Devon would finish out of the top 10, teaming with a few notable players over the time such as Munoz, EU player legend, Reaction, EU Hype, and Sargoff. Halo 4 Devon would make a bit of a name for himself, placing 4th on Legendary with Kobe, Sargoff, and Best Man at Fall 2012. A 6th for AGL3 Chicago Reborn would be enough for Predev to rejoin Legendary for AGL5 Nashville, but they would place top 16. His last Halo 4 event would be RTX 2014, and he would place better with 4th alongside his other half Contra, Blaze and Blaze Rose, or Blaze XS. Unfortunately for him and Contra, they would team with the Sudoffs on Reality Check at Iron Games Columbus for Halo 2A, where they would carry them to a 7th place. Predev would only play a few more Halo 2A events, placing top 16 in UGC St. Louis and 8th back with Sargoff on Legendary at Gamers Are Giving 2015. Devon would initially rejoin his duo buddy Contra on Noble Esports before they left the team to team with Huke and Boobadooboo on Disobey, later Denial. They would qualify through the online Halo 5 qualifiers for NA Regionals as 11th seed. They would upset 6th seeded Envy, 4th seeded Liquid and 3rd seeded Allegiance to finish 2nd at the event, losing to CLG 4-2 in the finals. At Worlds, Predev and the crew would get upset in the groups by Elevate, but bounce back to win their quarterfinals game against Liquid 3-2. They would lose to Allegiance 4-2 in the semis, placing them 3rd, 4th at the event. On April 22nd, 2016, it was announced that Devon and Contra were leaving Denial to join Goofy and Rynoob and form the new Allegiance team roster. Cody Contra Sheshadrovsky, that's probably completely wrong and also I probably butchered it earlier as well, dabbled in competitive Halo and Reach, but placed outside of the top 30 in all 3 of his events. But started his Halo 4 career with a 2nd place and 4th place in the 2 events he played, Gamers Forgiving and RTX 2014. Both teams having notable players. Legendary was Lethal, Miquin and Cutthroat, and Prometheans was Bay Devonator, Blaze and Blaze XS. It's like mini Blaze. Going into Halo 2A, he would, as I mentioned with Predev, carry the Suds to a 7th place at Iron Games Columbus before bouncing around teams for the rest of the game. Having stints on Noble, Optic and Winter Fox, he would place 9th to 12th at UCG St. Louis, 3rd at Games for Giving 2015, top 8 at PAX East Finals, and 8th at HCS Indianapolis Finals 2015. In this time, he had made a name for himself as a pro player, teaming with the likes of Arcanum, Ace, Flamesword, Naded, Lifestyle, Kratos, and Suspector. Halo 5 started as long-serving double team with Predevonator. To not repeat myself too much, Contra and Predev would find themselves on a Denial roster with Huke and Boobadooboo, where they would shot the community, placing 2nd at Regionals before 3rd to 4th place at Worlds. Contra would join Predev on the new Allegiance roster and qualify for the Summer Pro League. Allegiance may have finished bottom, but a 3rd place at HCS Las Vegas is more than enough to prove they still have what it takes. I think they'll be in Pro League next season. I'm happy to be back making these team history videos again. Hope you all enjoyed, and please like and subscribe. As always, I'm Joe Sketch. Aim for the stars. Peace.